guys, good morning. I hope you are having a great day. It is the second week of garden tours. So it is Monday, it's the day of the eclipse actually, and I wanted to show you guys how the garden's looking today. I live in Central Texas, Zone 9. You can watch the first garden tour. I can link it down below. I am still in my PJs, and also I'm in Crocs and socks because, you know, that's what's up. We're living a comfortable life. At least for this morning. So we have a couple of things that are new, and that's why I wanted to share. So let's go take a look. So we got a mess going on because we're in the middle of building these beautiful trellises. They are made out of wood to match the garden beds, and they are squared. I was going to do like an arched cattle panel, and my husband really wanted to do these more like pergola looking ones. So that's what we got going on here. And they look really, really pretty. We did 4 of them. So it's technically two structures. So you can see here, this is 1 trellis, this is 2 trellis, and then this will be wired over the top. So this will be like a really nice walkway. And this is really tall. You can see I can't touch it. Now I'm pretty short, but I'm 5 foot tall, and reaching up, I still can't touch it. This is probably like 6'4", maybe 6'4" inches to the top. We wanted to make sure that like my husband has like really tall people in his family. And so we wanted everybody to be able to walk through. So this is the other addition to the garden beds. You can see I have moved all of my tomato cages out in favor of these. My husband really thought that these were cool, and they're modular so that you can add. So let me take you up close to them. I believe these were bought on Amazon. And so it has this piece here, and it connects, and then it has another piece on the bottom. So this piece has the hole on top so you can add more, and then on the top you put this one so that it looks really finished and done. But I really like them because they kind of really blend in. So I have them over these 2 little small tomatoes. I don't have them done correctly right now. I just got them in the other day, and I haven't had a chance to really play with them. I put another one, and this one you can see is taller. So this has 3 squares, so 1, 2, 3, and this one only has 2. But that's what I'm saying, is they're modular, so you can change them. So if I ever needed to really make this go tall, I could. I'm actually planning on buying some more, and I'm going to use them for my dragon fruit plant, which I'll show you guys here in just a little while, because I wanted to show you guys a couple of other garden areas. So I have shown you guys this space last week, and so let's just go back and look at it and see how we're doing. So we started last time over here, and this is my corn. Now I did realize that I planted this wrong. I'm learning as I go. So corn should be done in a block pattern, and what I've done here is essentially 2 rows. So I should have stopped here and done 3 and then 3. So that's okay. We'll see how we do this year. My solution for this, so the way corn grows is it grows up, and each kernel has to be fertilized. So the tassels on top hold the pollen. The pollen falls down into the corn leaves like this, and it goes into where it will make the kernels. And so they need to be able to touch each other and shake really well to ensure that every one of those kernels gets fertilized, and so you get a nice big ear of corn. So the best way to plant that, like I said, is in a block shape where they're going to touch and hit each other. In this case, I didn't do that because I didn't know. So now I know. I'm going to try that again in the fall when I go to do my fall crop. But for now, what I think I'll do is, as these get bigger and they start to put on tassels and they begin to make corn, I'm going to like kind of shake the plants every day and see if that helps. Now, don't take my advice. Go look this up, because I'm not 100% sure that's going to work, but we're going to try. To me, that's kind of the fun, is not knowing and then trying and seeing. Here I have a row of sunflowers. These have been in the ground now 3 weeks, and that's what they look like. So they look really pretty. These were planted from seeds. Right here I have this pot and I have my nasturtium growing up, so I'm super excited. These are zinnias, and I actually planted some more zinnias for the ones that didn't pop up. Over here in this bed we have eggplant. So this is week 3 of the eggplant. They started off as bitty baby transplants, so these were not started as seeds. These also were transplanted. This is my sweet pepper garden. I keep them away from my hot peppers so that we don't get any really close quarters, so that they're not spicy sweet peppers. And peppers like to hold hands, so you can see they're planted in this 5 shape so that they can touch each other and hold hands. Right here, these are my gypsy peppers. So these are also like a sweet pepper, kind of like a banana pepper-ish. But they grow really well here, and they're prolific. This is a new addition to the garden. I added a dill plant for the caterpillars because I do have some caterpillar damage. I don't know if you can see this. So right here, and the caterpillars love dill. So I was like, okay, I'm going to plant some dill around. And I actually am going to go plant a little bit more. But I got that it was on clearance at the garden center. This is my asparagus beans. This one got, and this one had a little bit of damage on it as well, so hence the dill close by. So we'll see how that does. Oops, sorry. There we go. And then in here you can see little sprouts of purple coneflowers, so that's some echinacea that's going to be growing. Again, this is the asparagus beans. These are my surprise beans that I'm not 100% sure what they are, but they're doing really great and beautiful. I put this cage around it this week to keep the chickens from eating it. Over here in this bed, this is directly next to my corn bed, I have a rose bush potted. So I don't know if this one was bloomed last time, but I'll show you. This is my shockwave rose. Get off there. And it is just stunning, and it's starting to put on its 2nd round of blooms. So I'll be giving this a little bit of fertilizer. Isn't that just gorgeous? Now these blooms aren't as big as the 1st round of blooms, but they're still just stunning, and they're putting on new growth. So I'm really excited. So you can see this brighter green. That's all new bush. And then I have nasturtiums planted at the bottom as well, and those have popped. This is a steppable plant, so it's like a ground cover, and you can see that it's starting to take root in a couple of places. So I'm excited about that. This whole pot is going to be just lush and full and gorgeous. In this bed I have this is a Mexican chili pepper. Again, I'm not going to say it because I'm going to say it wrong. Pasilla Vallejo? I don't know. Anyways, chili pepper. But it's supposed to have a really good smoky flavor, and I'm excited about that. That's a Carolina Reaper. It's not really doing much, so I'm going to look into that. Everything in this bed in the last week has really shot up and done well, so I'm super excited. I have one of my chickens following me. That's Tallulah. She's really sweet, but she is a menace. Okay, so right here, these are my garden salsas. I explained last week that I decided not to do jalapenos this year, trying to scale back and really just focus on things that I know will work well, and then a couple of unique fun things. So these are different types of basil. Also, this is a basil too. I think that's, oh my gosh, is that Rubio Red? I think I'm saying that wrong, but it's a red basil, and it is really beautiful and really fragrant. And it's doing good. I actually already nipped some off. Back there is my cinnamon basil. I actually have a couple little propagated transplants that are taking really well. This is also cinnamon. That's an African blue basil that I propagated and planted in here. This is going to be like a little row of basils. So they say that basil transplants really well in with tomatoes. Also, I feel like it deters a lot of other bugs because they don't like the smell of it. Now I do, so that's good. And this is a Thai basil. So these are my Romas, and you can definitely see I have them in these really pretty new tomato cages, these modular tomato cages. I always say this green color seems to blend in really well. I'll take you back and give you a full shot at the end of this, but you can really see that it definitely it looks really nice. And I thought that the regular tomato cages looked nice too, but this really it blends in. It just looks like more green. So I'm excited about that. But these have put on, oh my gosh, since last week, I bet you probably 4 or 5 inches. and each one is looking really, really nice, lush foliage, super healthy plant. I chose the Roma because I don't do super well in my zone with those really large tomatoes, so I wanted something more along the size of a Roma. So that's what I did. I planted this little small Genovese, and I think I'm going to have to move him. These guys are getting really, really big already, but that's okay. I can easily just pick him up and move him. Right here is my spring mix of onions. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. This is my spring mix of onions, and you can see here we had, so I thought the trellises were going to go on the outside of the bed, and we wound up putting them inside the bed. So I have a little sprout of a sunflower that had to be kind of shimmied over a little bit so I could get this in. I don't know if that's going to survive, but we'll see. But yeah, the onions are doing really, really great. They're nowhere near ready, but they're doing really great and super healthy, beautiful, long green stalks. In the containers, I have my zucchini and my yellow squash. This is my favorite container. It is the blue basil, the orange mint, and the agastache. And the agastache is really putting on. And this blue basil just flowers for days. So beautiful. Gorgeous. This is what I propagated, that little small plant right here. In the pots over here, this is my row of roses. And they're all yellow roses. So I just thought I would keep a color combo going. This is the True Friendship. This is more shrubby and bushy, and it has begun to bloom. So this is what it looks like after it ages. It becomes this really soft yellow, but as it first blooms, this is like a day-old bloom, it is this gorgeous lemon yellow, and it is not as warm as the Shockwave. So the Shockwave's really warm. This is really bright, and it's very, very pretty. It has a very powdery smell. So if you like a mildly fragrant rose, that's for you. This is my Julia Childs. It is still not doing anything. So we'll see. And it looks like maybe we even have a little bit of a problem. So I'm going to fertilize this baby, and we'll see how we do. But the nasturtium is popping up underneath it, and it's looking really, really great. There we go. And then I love the nasturtium because they fill out underneath things, but also they are very good. They're spicy, kind of like a horseradish taste, and you can eat the flowers and the leaves. Okay, so this is my radish row. I got 4 rows in here. They're a little off center. This is my accidental onion that I planted and forgot to pull out. But they're doing really good. This is, again, a spring mix. It's like a Easter mix, so super colorful, and that's what got me. I mean, come on, it's going to happen every time. This is a new addition. I added this other little rosemary plant. I don't do really great with rosemary. I think it's because I overwater, but oh well. So I'm just going to really be proactive to not overwater those babies, but they look really good. This is a barbecue, and this is a upright, just plain regular kind of rosemary. Here is a chocolate bell pepper. So it's the only pepper plant that I have on its own, but it's because it's like a new thing that I wanted to try. I've never done it, so I was excited to just give it a go. This is my red burgundy okra, and you can see these stalks are so beautiful and red, and they're starting to get their true leaves, so that's exciting. And this is just the very beginning of week 3, so probably by week 4 these are going to be really nice looking. And that is a little holy basil. So I've been looking for holy basil, and I found a plant. I think it's also called Tulsi, if I'm not mistaken, but yes, this was labeled holy basil, and I was super excited about that. In the pots here we have some of these Texas red onions. They're doing really well. And I grabbed a couple of other, you guys, I love the basil so much. It's like it smells so good, and it grows so well, and it just looks beautiful. Like, their greenery is fantastic, and all the different varieties are so fun. So this is a spicy globe, and it already is beginning to get that globe shape. And this is a lettuce basil, so that's new for me, and I'm really excited to try that and use it in place of lettuce, like for chicken salad, and using it as a wrap. So I'm excited about that. Over here, this pot, this is garlic chive. I've already harvested off of it. You can see it's got a little haircut, but it's really, really good. I put it in some pasta the other night, and wow, amazing. These are my extra eggplants. These are Hansel eggplants, so they're like long and skinny. They're not going to get crazy big. Over here I have some more coneflowers and some zinnia growing. That's going to be really pretty in that space. This is another gypsy pepper that's doing really well on its own. And these are my 2 little straggler Romas. So I got a flat of 6 of them, and 2 of them really were kind of just sad looking. And so I planted them over here, hoping that they would do something, and they are starting to take off and look gorgeous. These are Agastache. This is Agastache Sunrise Blue, and this is a different variety. I think that's this Tutti Frutti. It is not doing as well, although it is starting to perk up, as the one I have planted in the ground, and I'll show that to you momentarily. Over here, these are my stevia plants, and you can see these have gotten some good height since last week, and my peppermint and spearmint. And I really need to grow more in some containers, and I've told you guys, I don't care if it takes up this whole container one day, because I love it. I literally, we use so much of it in different things, and I love it in my sweet tea or to make just a tea out of. So I don't hardly have any left because I just keep using. In the last bed, I have this pot next to it. This is some cucumbers. They're coming right along. And these are some cucumbers that are about a week further along. Now, I probably should have waited longer, but it's okay. We're just gonna make it happen. But anyways, they'll eventually trellis over the top of this, and the beans over there are gonna trellis on top of that. I don't have something planted for each trellis because I really was only expecting 2, and then my husband decided to just put one in every bed. So that's where we're at. Over here, I have some more little sprouts of nasturtium. This is all zucchini. And this is all yellow squash. Now, I'm going to have to thin a couple of these out. I let them go a little too long, but it's okay. I really want 4 because they get pretty large, so I want to have enough space. Now, let me take you to a couple of spaces that I didn't show you guys last week. So one is right here, and I put down landscaping fabric, but this freaking, I guess it's Johnson grass. I don't know what this is. I don't think it's Johnson grass. Bermuda, maybe. I have coastal in the back, but this is craziness. This you can't kill. You can't kill. And whatever landscaping fabric I used just really wasn't any good. So this is my cactus garden. I'm going to take you down to it. You can see I planted these cactus. I love cactus. So these were down on my tree line. I planted them. I planted that aloe plant. This is a different kind of cactus. So you can see that it has like really small petals. This is a really big petal. But it's starting to put on its next set of petals, and each year they'll just get taller and taller and gonna look beautiful and gorgeous. I love the cactus. My husband hates it, but I put it in a place where it wouldn't hurt anybody around this tree. This is a jumping cactus, which if the reason it's called that is like if you brushed into this, it would jump onto you. Like it would catch onto your clothes, and they say, oh, it jumped on me, but really you hit it. So as long as you don't hit it, it's not going to just jump at you. I have some morning glory that's growing on this tree. I know people have really mixed opinions on morning glory. I love it. So I have it wound around this tree, and it's beginning to kind of climb. And my hope is that it will just climb up this tree and give me beautiful pink purple blooms all summer, all the way into fall. So yeah, this is another cactus that I planted here. And this here is a baby dragon fruit. I needed to find a place where it was going to get sun, but not too much sun because we live in Texas. So when people say, oh, it's full sun in zone 9, it's not full sun. You don't need that much sun. But what's great is it's beginning to grow. So I don't know if you can see the top of that. There we go. Let me see. There you go. That's all new growth. Woo woo. So we got it at this size, and now it's putting out that top petal there, but it'll get huge. It's trellised, but I'm going to actually get another one of those modular square ones, so that way I can grow up with it. And then what it does is it begins to kind of fall on each side, so it looks kind of like weepy. But in 18 months, we should have some dragon fruit. Actually, this guy's a couple months old. So let's call it 16 months just to make ourselves feel good. right here, this is the agastache that I told you I planted in the ground. So this is doing so much better than what's in my garden bed. And you'll see that there's little seedlings. So I'm struggling so hard with this grass. I just decided to plant as many seeds as possible all throughout here and try to kill out the grass with other plants. And it's actually starting to work. So that's what I did with the cactus and it's working. That's what I'm doing with this agastache and it's working. And I have a nasturtium growing there and I have little zinnias right there and all throughout in random spots around here. So my hope is eventually this will be just so full of flowers, nothing else can grow. And then these are my like extra pots that I had. I had some pots and I thought, okay, well, what can I stick in here that's going to look beautiful? Cannas. So I have cannas here. I have some red ones that aren't doing as well for some reason. I really don't know why. I'm going to kind of look into that, I think. But yeah, you can see these were planted at the exact same time. And they're in like essentially the same pot. So I really don't know what to think. So these guys are not doing good. These guys are doing great. This is just a sunflower that started to grow and I let it go. In these, I grew these sunflowers and these are zinnias. And that's a mum in the middle. It's not doing as good as my other mum. It got a little more shocked from the winter. So where I live, mums are perennials, at least for several years. And they do really, really well. But yeah, this is one of my favorite spots, actually. I have some transplants too. So these are some propagated plants that I just put out into the garden. Those aren't going to stay there. Those are actually house plants, but they do really well in this kind of shady spot outside, hardening off before I put them back in the house. But yeah, I actually really love this little spot. It's under this big mesquite tree. And like I said, we were doing some work. That's bags of concrete. But it's kind of right here next to the garden. It feels like an extension of it just a little bit, but it just looks so pretty to me. Very fairy tale. And this is where I hang all my little hummingbird feeders. That's my car. And wind chimes and pretty things. So I really like that. And then I'm going to show you guys a couple more pots up here by the house because they're just so fun. So I have these hanging baskets on either side. There we go. There's one over there. These are just supertunias, little petunia babies. They're so prolific. These have been going for several months now, and they're just gorgeous. They're the first things that really start to grow. This is a coleus. I don't know the varieties of these because I bought them at the garden center. I know this is called Witch's something. Witch's Brew. And then this is like a stained glass variety, and it's beginning to flower. So I probably need to nip those a little bit. But they're so pretty. And they grow really great in the hot shade here as long as I keep them really well watered. And then this is another variety. I don't know. So I just bought these because they were on sale. But also because I needed stuff that would grow in the shade. And then this is a new thing I didn't show you guys before. It's in the process of being built, so that's why I was waiting to show you. Let me give you a little back. There we go. So I wanted something under these two beautiful mesquite trees. They kind of anchor the space down. And when we first got here, what I wanted was a pond. And so we got some chairs, a fire pit, and again, this is being built still. We're putting down rock, and eventually there will be a patio here. But it's all just takes time, you know. Isn't it gorgeous, though? I'm going to take you up to it. So I have several things planted around here. So these are some different types of ground cover. And they are the steppables again, so that they take the beating of you actually stepping on them. I also have tons of petunias just kind of planted around because they love the water. So they're easy to plant on the edges like this. This is an iris. This is called Jurassic Park. And it is purple with like a yellow beard. In the water, this is actually a water poppy. And that's one of my favorite plants is a water poppy. It's just stunning. This is a water lily, and I don't remember the variety. But we just got it, and it was small. And it's all beginning to get up to the top of the water level. So I'm so excited that this water poppy will take off probably do this whole area. This lily, probably do this whole area. So there will be just a little bit of area to see straight through the water at the top by the end of the summer. And they're really fast growers. This is actually a chocolate mint plant, but you can see it's reaching down into this water and it's going to look really flowy and beautiful, and it'll become like a ground cover. Everybody knows that if you plant mint, you can't get rid of it. I actually love that. Okay, so this is an open iris. This is called City Lights. I have 2 of these, and the other one is about to bloom, but I mean to tell you, like, stunning. Is that not gorgeous? Is that not gorgeous? And you guys might notice, like, there is a theme to all of this. So we have like a purple yellow theme. So I wanted to do some kind of contrasting colors. So, like, you know, if you did blue and orange, purple, yellow, those things really, really go well together because they are so opposite on the color wheel that they really look gorgeous. So that's what we have here, is a lot of yellow and a lot of purple, and then you see that mimicked throughout the rest of the garden with the yellow roses and the purple zinnias that'll come up. And then I like the turquoise for the pop of color in all the furniture. So yeah, we have like a blue yellow thing. This right here is a leopard plant. So it's got some pest damage, but that's okay. I fixed it. So I'm gonna spray some BT on everything. Try to keep a little bit of that down. This is a variety of elephant ear, and it's really dark. I'll show you on the other side. This is an African iris, and it's going to get really big and bushy. These are brand new plants. Everything here is brand new. And so by the end of the summer, you'll really get a good view of this. Here's some more coleus, and here's the front of that really dark, gorgeous elephant ear. Stunning. I think it really pops with the bright colors, so you can see like how bright and how true green and black that is. It just looks really nice. Get my finger out of the way. This is some Esmeralda. So these are my background plants. These will get about 6 feet tall. Right now they're just little baby plants, but I put one here, one there, and one over there. This is going to be like a backdrop. It's going to create like a stopping point for the back of this waterfall that we built. This is another type of giant bearded iris. I cannot remember the variety. I'm sure it's on the bucket, so I'll try to see if I can find that for you. Up there is a Persian shield plant that I haven't figured out where to put yet. I'm still kind of deciding. I did know that I wanted my like structural plants to be around the back where they would get a lot of sun, because these need a lot of sun. So I have that one, and that one, and then the irises 1, 2, 3. So these were spaced out pretty evenly and bringing the color around this way. The Esmeralda has a yellow trumpet bloom when it's all done, and it's really, really gorgeous. But yeah, this is what it looks like from this way, and you can kind of get a feel for what it's going to look like once we get all the rocks in and they're all dug down, and then that black liner will not be visible when we finish. But we did want to get it up and running and enjoy it as much as we can. This big pot right here, I'm going to take you over to it actually. That is 2 pots stacked on top of each other. So these are at Walmart. They're the Better Homes and Garden, and I believe they're $16 a piece. So underneath this is like the filter housing for the pond. So we wanted to hide that. So we stuck that one upside down, and then we put this on top, and then we put trailing things that are going to kind of come and hide a lot of the pot. But then this is an agapanthus. I think it's called Lily of the Nile as well. But this is probably my favorite plant. Like, that is beautiful. Full of blooms. Let me show you over this way where there's a little less competing to see that. And this is one that is beginning to open, and you can see there's several more blooms coming up. But it's so gorgeous, and I really love the color combo of, like I said, the yellow, purple, orange, blue. It's just so pretty. Just looks gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. And then because of the area, we need shade plants. So we are, again, under a lot of tree canopy. So a lot of canopy. So I need something that's going to look gorgeous with getting a lot of water and a lot of shade in the heat. Hard to come by, but I think this Boston fern is going to do the trick. Also, I have some creeping Jenny. and caladium. So this is like a little tiny elephant ear, but it's a caladium. I'm going to buy several more of those just to really get things going. And then again, in our area, I can mulch those over and winter them, and they will come back in the springtime next year too. We don't have harsh winters by any means. In fact, we hardly have winter. But this is my other area that I wanted to share with you guys that I didn't share with you last week. I just think it's so beautiful. It makes me happy to see it. Very relaxing. And then I'm going to show you one last place because I know this video is getting long. Walk over here. So this was a hole. This is my well house. So we are on well water here. And we wanted something pretty that would cover it up. So we just built this little structure. Well, right next to it is where, when they were building the well, they they dig up dirt. That's what this berm is actually. So I don't know if you can tell, but this is on a good size slope. So this is the berm from when they took all the dirt out to dig the well. And then here is a low spot from when they dug the well. Well, when I was planting my garden, I had a little leftover dirt, and I thought, I'm going to go and I'm going to just fill in this low spot. So I took all this like branches and leaves and debris from the yard I raked up. I threw it in this hole, and then I threw the dirt on top of it to try to make, to just fill this. Well, I thought, well, what's the use of just plain dirt until the grass grows in? I'm going to make a chaos garden. So I went over here and I just like really haphazardly threw things in here, and then I covered it with dirt. So this is what has happened. These are beets. Over here's a ton of radish. Lots of okra, some red and some spineless. Actually have onions that are growing now. I will say I did kind of plant the onions. I put them the right way up. And so it looks like we're going to have a harvest of lots of radish, some onions, some okra. There's actually some pumpkin seeds that haven't sprouted yet, but I know they will because they were kind of planted in here pretty easily. So I'm excited. Oh, and I also have zinnias growing in the back. I threw a bunch, just kind of, tossed it. So I'm calling this my chaos garden. I saw somebody like literally throwing seeds out into a field, and I thought that was hilarious and so fun. So this is kind of an experiment. So what do you guys think of the chaos garden? I just lined it with some fallen tree branches and that we had cut. So that's really, really fun. Anyways, that is the garden tour for week 3, Central Texas, Zone 9. Here's a look at all the chickens and the turkeys. They're getting so cute. Also, I got baby geese, and they're amazing. You should get a goose if you can handle it. You should get a goose. It's my picnic table. Anyways, I'm gonna give you another shot because I told you I would, so you can kind of get a good look at what this garden space looks like. It's just, I'm so happy, guys. I'm just so happy with it. Between that and the pond, it has been a good spring. All right, well, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you the next time I post. I will try to post some weekly videos of the garden for you guys. All right, okay, I love you, bye.